What is happening, guys? So, four new executive orders that it was just passed by President Trump, and now we have four great news, I would say, but they all have a catch, and they all are kind of confusing to what actually is going on with this executive order. And then there is the ban of WeChat and TikTok that is coming up, and Microsoft in the talk of buying the TikTok. So there's a lot of things that is happening around the technology sector of the stock market, and the whole stock market has been reacting negatively to all these things that is happening. So today we're going to be talking about TikTok and WeChat and what are the four executive orders that it was just passed by President Trump. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about every single one of them a little bit more in depth so you can figure out which one is more beneficial to you and which one is just absolute BS. So let's get into it, baby. Let's go. What is happening, guys? Welcome back. My name is Yousef MAY, and today we're going to be talking about all the craziness that is happening within the past few days. Either Trump signing four new executive orders and the ban of WeChat and TikTok. And I don't know about you guys, but I was never truly a fan of TikTok. I don't know. I feel like it's more girly, more feminine. It's all about dancing and all sort of things. I don't know. I never got into it, so it was never one of those platforms that I joined and was in there. I see whatever they posted also in Instagram. So, and now especially with Instagram having the reels, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's not my type of cup of tea. But WeChat is definitely one of those apps that I have it downloaded on my phone. I use it within the past few years, and I get in contact with a lot of the family members that I have around the world. Either it's Europe or Middle East or in Asia, and most particularly all the friends that I have in China are the ones that are primarily using the app, and they're the ones who literally use that app and nothing else. I know there's a lot of alternatives like WhatsApp and all the other stuff, but WeChat, I feel like it has been the big player for a lot of the apps that it's a communication app basically in China, and that's what mostly everyone is using. And I heard that Minchiko was saying that basically Apple's sales is gonna drop by 30% if they start banning WeChat, and that sounds crazy just because how a president can come out there and sign an executive order and ban something and kill companies and basically kill profit, and that just doesn't sit right with me. Just because I know there's a war between US and China and their trades and all that stuff, but that kind of like makes no sense to the normal people every day trying to get on with their life and do business and do get in contact with their family members and all that stuff. So it does get really annoying, and I know a lot of people use WeChat on App Store, but there's a way for them to use it alternatively. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can just jailbreak your iPhone or your other devices and basically download it and use it either with VPNs or all the other stuff that it's around. But again, it's one of those topics that it doesn't sit right with me. I mean, I don't know how much of a power a president has in just saying and banning something in the US, like an app that is basically used on the iPhones nowadays, and how ridiculous it can get. But again, it's one of those things that should you actually start investing in Microsoft as of now? I mean, Microsoft is one of my favorite companies, but as you know, they invested into Skype, and Skype didn't really do much. It didn't really go anywhere. It didn't really take off and get big like a lot of the other communicating platforms. But again, Microsoft is a great company as itself, and I love investing my money into Microsoft. But again, not just because that maybe they're in talks to purchase the TikTok. So President Trump already talked about how these two companies either have to be sold to US companies or they're gonna be banned. So I don't know if that sale is gonna go through, if Bill Gates is actually okay with purchasing the TikTok to make it a US company. But again, after all, there's so much talk and speculation about it that I don't think it's just is useless information to me and you, and we just want to use our phones, we just want to use our apps, and we don't want to think about this kind of stuff because it's just annoying and nobody profits out of it, but certain politicians or whatever. However, we're not going to get into those kind of detail. Today I'm going to be talking about the 4 executive orders that basically Trump signed, and I think those are the good ones that you can actually look over. And basically there was one of them that it was the tax cut on whoever made under $104,000 per year, or about $4,000 every week, every 2 weeks basically. And it just kind of makes sense to give that kind of a tax cut or tax time off on the people who make that much money. But again, you have to realize there's a lot of catch into it, that where you probably have to pay that money back, or that's when you actually own it end of the year. So again, don't get too excited with all these new bills that it's coming out left and right. Yes, he can sign these bills, but again, there's so many details about them. And when I read all the details of these 4 new executive orders, I didn't really find much of an exact and precise information. So it's kind of annoying. So you just have to go along with it and see what happens basically. Anyway, the first one was the tax cut that anybody gets, whoever makes under $104,000 a year. And the second one was for the unemployment. So basically now he signed the executive order for the extra $600 to be $400, which it's kind of between, because the Republicans wanted about $200 and Democrats wanted about $600. So this is kind of in the middle, and it kind of makes sense for people to get that extra $400. And I'm very happy for those people who can actually qualify and get their unemployment check. But you have to realize that $300 of that $400 comes from federal, and $100 of it comes from the state. But again, that $100 that is coming from the states, so many of the states are already out of money. They're asking for government help and the federal help, and they cannot pay it. So just aim for that $300, and if you got that extra $100, then that was a bonus $100 that you got on that week. So let's see what happens, depending again on which state that you live in. It might be different for you. Maybe you get the all $400, and maybe you just get $300. And the other executive order that it was just passed by President Trump, it was about basically kicking people out of their house, the eviction order that they wanted to get it extended. So they somehow they extended it. But again, there's no specific information of who can be extended, how much money they can get, and all that things, because they're saying that you can get help from the government, but they didn't specify how much or who would qualify for this help. But again, these are the things that we just heard, so we just have to go along and see what's going on with them. But the evictions are kind of extended, and just like basically the extra $400, which is extended till I believe 1st or 2nd week of December. But again, you have to realize all these things that is happening, you just have to dig around a little bit more and find out about yours, your situation, and see what qualifies for you. But honestly, I wasn't able to find any specific details of how much they're actually paying you, who can be evicted, who cannot be evicted, and all that good stuff. So we're gonna, as soon as I have a little bit more information about that, I definitely gonna share it with you guys and go over the details with you guys. And I think one of the last one was about the student loan BS that is happening. So basically what they're doing is you don't have to pay interest, but then again, you don't have to pay interest if it's a government loan, and if it's a privately held loan, just like by the banks, then you don't qualify. So, but I would totally suggest you guys to actually call your bank and figure out if they have any program for you guys to basically not at least pay any interest, or they can hold the payments, or they can extend it for you, and to go through all of that. But again, this whole craziness of things that is happening in making the stock market very volatile, and it's been very bad. As of Monday, I know it did really well, but on Tuesday everything literally came down on Tuesday. So you have to realize that not all these basically news that is happening is really good for the stock market. And as I talked before, this is a great time for you to actually start investing in yourself, learn a new skill, something that you think you're gonna be good at, and start investing more time on yourself so you can make more money and have more passive income. There's a lot of different things that you can do. I'm gonna post a link for you guys up here, talk about my Pi app. So basically it's not my Pi app, it would be an app that you can start mining on your phone for free, and basically you don't have to deposit any money, you don't have to do anything. But if you like to deposit $100, I'm gonna leave the Webull link for you, which you can sign up, and if you sign up for an account, they give you 1 free stock. If you deposit $100, you get a second free stock up to $1,400. And of course, Robinhood gives you another free stock. So that's 3 free stocks for you, and free Pi that you can download on your app of your phone and start mining for free on your phone. But honestly, none of these things had to do with the stimulus check. There is so many news about the stimulus check, but honestly, nothing is 100% confirmed, nothing is 100% done. And it's just sad that Trump wasn't able to sign an executive order just because he's not allowed to do anything with that sort of situation. But again, it is so frustrating for the Democrats and Republicans to be fighting over these things and not coming to an agreement to what to do regarding the stimulus check. And it's kind of like very irritating for the people who actually need that money. So I'm definitely on your side. I want to do my best to find out any information, translate it to you guys, so you guys don't have to go read the fine print. I can just summarize it for you guys and talk to you guys about it. Again, leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think about the 4 new executive orders that it was just passed. Subscribe to my channel, smash the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Hope you guys had a great weekend, and now it's gonna be a great week for you guys. Again, hope to see you soon, and ciao.